Hey, what's up guys? Here's how I reached Diamond, the highest rank in Merge Tactics. I'm going to be breaking down the best builds and tactics to use to get your way to the top. Like if you want to see more content like this, and consider using code SirTag to support the channel. Alright, so we got our first match. You guys want to be using the Spirit Empress because you get extra elixir for each merge that you make. You get 1 elixir for merges in general, but if you have the Spirit Empress, you get an extra elixir. So if you're selling and moving through really quickly, if you are selling something that you have merged to 2-star, you are going to effectively get 1 more elixir if you sell it compared to just having the king. At higher levels, as you guys can see, the entire lobby, everyone has Spirit Empress. If you are selling 2 stars, you are getting extra elixir and you essentially go infinite. So that is how you play at higher levels. The more merges, the more wins you're going to get because you'll have more elixir to build whatever comp you need. Essentially, that is what we're going to be going for. So we have a Valkyrie, which is able to hold the door really early on. Other people do have Valkyrie. I think that it might seem silly for us to do this, but I am actually just going to go in for a really non-merge centric tactic here of just using the strongest possible board, just because Archer Queen with Valkyrie is a very heavily contested comp, and it's one of the strongest boards in the entire game. So my economy is going to suck right now, but because I think that I only need 1 more card to solidify Clan, which is the comp that we're going to be going for in this game, we might be able to pop off. Notice how we are heavily hitting our opponents for 3 damage there. The way it works is you deal damage for the amount of surviving units you have, plus 1, because the ruler counts as 1. So I dealt 3 damage there because 1 of my troops died. So I'm going to look and scout what everyone has. It seems like people do have everything like Giant Skeleton. I think it's better for us to just grab a Mega Knight here. I could sell this and then go grab the Barbarian and then go put in the Giant Skeleton. And generally the way that I like to play this is I will sell my 2 elixir or 2-starred troops, and then I will try to get 1 stars and always get that elixir advantage from doing that. I like playing strongest board because usually if you just get top 2, you will not lose medals and you'll make climbs. But I am going to be a little bit more aggressive with my selling now as I've won the first few rounds and solidified a good position because I can now. Also, I'm going to sell this Valkyrie before I start doing it because I can get more Valkyries. I'm going to grab the Giant Skeleton, sell that. So if you're noticing, what I'm doing is I'm selling all of my 2-cost stuff, and I'm just going to try to play really, really aggressive with how I'm playing this. Trying to get everything that I could possibly want. I'm going to put in this Valkyrie again, and we're just 1 off. We need the likelihood of hitting a archer, and if we can just get an archer, then we have Clan. It seems like archers are kind of contested in this lobby, unfortunately, so it might be difficult. We just need 1 of them though. If I can hit 1 archer, I'm a happy sir. Along the way, we will try to level up our Dark Goblin and maybe our Archer Queen. If I do need to pivot, we could always go into Rangers since they are one of the stronger boards. But as you guys saw, I took 5 damage there. It has a lot more leniency for me because I took less damage at the start, so I can make more crazy stuff happen here. I'm going to start selling these as much as I can just to start making more plays. Put in the Giant Skeleton, or sorry, the Skeleton King. I call it a Giant Skeleton, and I'm such a noob sometimes. But yeah, we are maybe going to go for Princess, depending on what we can hit. We're just not able to hit what we want. It's kind of rough. I do have a Skeleton King with this board at the start. It will not scale well late game, but having a Skeleton King is going to be a very heavy-duty tanker. A lot of times you have to adapt to what your opponents are playing. Like if this guy dies, his archer will now get into rotation, so it'll be easier for us to hit that archer for our clan buff. Obviously, having that Skeleton King enables us to put in a lot more work. Archer Queen goes invisible at 50% health. That's her bonus. She does extra damage, and she's just a menace then. That guy died, so now we can start to get archers in the pool. So I'm really hoping we're able to hit that. And if we're able to, we could just win. We'll see how it goes. We always want to sell the highest cost stuff. The best way of moving, and we hit it. Nice. We have a good board here. I'm pretty happy with this. I can start to even do this if I wanted to get a bit of a better buff. Because if you're able to get the Avenger plus Archer Queen, it's just going to deal a lot more damage. We're not going to get greedy and try to go 3-star Bandit. We're just going to chill with what we have for right now. Maybe I could put this in instead of the Dark Goblin just for more frontline. I think this is okay. It's definitely not like the best board or anything. And him blocked not being able to get these Dark Goblins might allow us to win. It's just going to be a tough match into anyone that has Rangers, because Rangers are one of the strongest boards in the game. If we can hold a Princess and we can hold a Dark Goblin, he's not going to be able to 3-star them, and I think our comp will be stronger. The way that this game works, if you are unaware, is there's a finite amount of cards in the pool. I actually don't think you can go for 3-star Princess, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I'm going to go Mega Knight here. I'm just going to say that he can't go 3-star Princess. It's just going to be too much economy, and he just doesn't have it. So if we're holding the Dark Goblins, he's not able to 3-star them. And the only way I think I lose this is if he 3-stars a Dark Goblin or 3-star something super scary. Hitting that Archer, leveling that up is massive. I do want to get a bit of a benefit here. Honestly, we could do this and just get the P.E.K.K.A. Usually you want to get Mega Knight because it gives you an extra buff. It does give you that Brawler buff with your Barbarian. Oh, I didn't see that he had Assassins. Oh no, he's jumped into the back line. I really messed that up. So we want our Archer Queen to be frontline there. That was horrendous. Oh no. If I fumble this and lose, it is 100,000,000% deserved. But my comp is stronger, so it looks like I still win. Usually, when you see that your opponent is going to be playing Assassin, you want to put your ranged units in the front and your melee tanks in the back. And then their Assassins will jump on your back line, which would be your tanks, and then you'd be chilling. It's just way harder to play this game while commentating at the same time, because it is a strategic game, you know, with also a lot of movement and scouting. Anyway, we did win that. Showcases how broken this comp is. Even though we didn't fully max anything out with 3 stars, we still dominated there at the end with our board. It was kind of silly how strong Archer Queen can get. All right, so we're going to try to play something a little bit different in this game. Maybe we can play Rangers, because I do think that is going to be the strongest board usually. But we are given Throwers and Avengers, so it looks like I'm going to be playing something completely different. I will be switching it up and swerving and playing a Bandit Thrower with Aces combo, which is not even a bad thing. If you guys are given that availability, you should probably do it. Executioner has a Thrower based into the combo with Aces, so it works relatively well. And if you're able to play a longer game, it's going to be a bit worse because the economy is going to scale in the favor of the people that are running Rangers. But still keep in mind that Bandit is one of the best troops in Merge Tactics, so I really enjoy playing that. So right out of the jump, we are seeing that I have pretty high cost stuff. I think I'm just going to sell the Mega Knight and favor, even though it will be in my late game comp, favor doing other stuff and making more moves. For instance, if I'm able to play Throwers right now with Goblins, there's no doubt in my mind that I'll have a stronger board, and I'll also be able to fit more things on my board early on. Last game was a bit of an exception because I had such a good start with an evolved Valkyrie at, like, you know, early game, and also having Archer Queen. Like, usually I will sell 4-cost things that are holding me back from cycling and making more merges, because the more merges you have, the more mobility you have, and the more availability that you have to just make bigger plays in the late game. So here we're going to sell that, grab the Executioner, and try to make as many moves as possible. I could sell the Executioner, buy another one, grab the Dark Goblin, put that in here. This is a little bit risky for a lot of people, just thinking like, oh man, this board is weaker than what you currently had, but I'm okay making a board slightly weaker when we still have 8 health, because I'm all about the late game. The way that I play is I want to win the late game badly. So we'll see how this goes. I should end up killing a couple troops here usually, but unfortunately this guy does have a freaking level 3 Spear Goblin, so he's going to hurt me a lot here. I'm going to take 4 damage. If I killed the Mega Knight, I would have only taken 3, so that would have been awesome for me, but it'd be what it be. You know, I play this game a lot more risky than most people. So I'm going to grab this so I have the Throwers, and I will see what I can do. Definitely going to sell as much as I can and try to make some plays here. I don't really care about this Dark Goblin that much. I do care about this, and I have a lot of economy to work with, so let's see what we can do. I do think that I'm going to start holding some of the stuff that I want to put in my comp late game right now, and we'll see if we're able to hit any of the units that we really... I'm not hitting big comps here besides having the 4 aces in. The 4 aces will end up really scaling hard late game, and I do have 3 throwers, so my comp is essentially fully built out beautifully with a dummy, so that works nicely. If you don't have that, you kind of have to put in the Spear Goblin, and then, you know, having an extra ace in there that I wouldn't necessarily want as much, but it is what it is. We will get the Avengers, and we're going to put in probably other stuff soon too. Anyway, let's see what we can do. If I put this in, it's not necessarily a comp that we really want. I'm going to just go and upgrade as much as we possibly can and really focus on that Valkyrie potentially. So we'll get that. Yeah, so now we have the Avenger buff, which is really nice. I have a fairly built comp here, so I'm pretty happy with that. Let's try to upgrade our Mega Knight as much as we possibly can. And then I think Executioner is pretty important because it's going to get the buff from the aces and the throwers, which is fully maxed out. So since we have multiple buffs there, we want to really take advantage of the card that gets the biggest amount of buffs. Executioner does work if you line it up with whatever you're playing. And I genuinely have not been scouting too much in these games, so I need to get my scouting a bit better here, but we will check what our opponent's doing and where their placements are. So usually the Executioner's range is pretty low. Whenever you're playing Bandit, you don't want to get attacked first, so it's nice to have these other things here. So they'll get attacked, and then your Bandit will walk up. So that will be decent. Also, we're going to take a look at what he wants. So he wants Executioners as well with Mega Knights. Interesting. I don't know. I feel like if I'm able to at all scale, then I'm going to win because my board should be better than his. I don't think I'm going to hit Executioners, though. So maybe we can go for P.E.K.K.A 3-star and Bandit 3-star is what we're going for. It doesn't seem like he's contesting my Bandits. So it's going to be difficult for me to get Mega Knights because he already got Mega Knights as well. And yeah, I think that my board probably beats his. It's going to be a tough sell. We'll see what happens. I definitely want to go for the Bandit 3-star, though. That's the one card that he's not holding any of. And I think the Executioner is relatively useless for me. It does stop him from getting a 2-star, so that's decent. But yeah, we really want that Bandit 3-star. That's the one that he is either holding or he's not. And I guess we'll find out. So I unfortunately don't think I'm going to get the P.E.K.K.A. No, I could get the P.E.K.K.A 3-star. We'll see. I'm going to grab the Archer, sell that, grab the Archer again, grab the Bandit, as I was talking about before. And we're just trying to make moves. I don't know if it's going to happen. And we hit it! Let's go! So because I scouted correctly, I was able to identify that he wasn't holding Bandits, or if he was holding Bandits, then it wouldn't be a part of his comp. So that was the one that I was going for, and it does make the biggest impact. So right now we're going to have the Avenger buff on that. We're also going to get the Ace buff. This Bandit is going to be brutal. Unfortunately, we didn't get to get the 3-star Executioner because he did have it in his comp. Since he was holding one of them, it was harder for us to hit. But notice how the Executioner's range isn't very long, so having it a bit further up allows it to hit more things. I love Merge Tactics. I haven't played this as much as I've wanted to, but these are some of the stronger comps that you could play. Using throwers with aces and Avengers, if you're able to somehow fit Avengers in there, is cool. But mostly just aces and throwers puts in a lot of work. Especially because Executioner isn't typically a contested comp. If you play this game at the higher level, people are going to be playing Rangers all the time, and you won't be able to 3-star all of your Rangers, while it's a lot easier for a 3-starring of comps that people don't play as much, like aces and throwers. For instance, if everyone in the lobby is contesting Rangers and grabbing up all the Archer Queens in the clan build, then this build will put in a lot of work as one of the best comps available, because if you have 3-star troops, they usually crush every 2-star combination that you could think of, because the quality of unit is simply superior. We saved the most contested comp for the last game of the day. That is how we're going to play. So fortunately for us, we are lucky enough to get a whole bunch of 2-cost troops. In a promotion modifier, if I am able to have a Goblin start and then also get another 2 Elixir troop, then I can immediately promote that to a 3 Elixir troop, potentially start moving and grooving in the right direction. Unluckily, this guy got a Goblin start, but he also ended up getting a merge as well. So I'm a little bit jealous, not going to lie. It is what it is. It be what it be. Wait, we can merge this and get more Goblins. So it's looking really good for us. Oh my gosh. Wait, 4 Goblins in the house? Hell yeah. Don't mind if I do. So I think I'm just going to straight up try to... Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm gonna, yeah, you know what? Yeah, the Valkyrie merge is nice and all. But the 4 Goblins, 60% chance of getting a 4-star Goblin. I gotta go for that. 4 Elixir Goblin. I gotta put them in. We're doing pretty well with our Goblin group, so I'm gonna get rid of my Valk and get that +1 Elixir. I'm okay with that trade. Damn, this is gonna be a wild game, isn't it? The Royal Ghost already is decent. I could have got the merge, but it's not that big of a deal here for me. I'd rather go for the Goblin group. You guys can let me know if you think that was the right decision or the wrong one. I'm also going to put the Bomber here because I don't intend on using it. So then I could potentially get a 3 Elixir troop like a Dark Goblin as a 2-star. That would be awesome. And then if that doesn't work, then I could keep it there. And then maybe I could get a 4 elixir troop like a princess, which would be huge for me. So merging something early and then keeping that in the promotion spot is awesome. Also, when you have a lot of economy, the Ranger is an amazing comp to be playing. It's really hard to make work because if you are playing Rangers, you need to have a good front line, and it's not necessarily easy to do that. But ideally, we're going to be able to just grab that Skeleton King and then also grab a Skeleton King bit of a merge there. Nice. That's really, really good stuff. We're going to see what everyone else is playing. No one has... Okay, this guy has a 2-star princess. That's awful for me, so we're already contested. And this guy also has archers, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to play the comp as much as I want. So ideally, this guy gets knocked out, and then his princesses and his archers are available. It is early game, so it's tough to run the comp that he's playing because he doesn't have that much of a front line. Even though he has a 2-star princess, it's really difficult if someone has a bandit or something that can lock on top of it, or maybe they get an archer queen. So I just hope that guy gets knocked out. I really want him to lose. He did win that round, and fortunately for us, we are going to cook hope. Doesn't die though, so unfortunately the skeleton only counts as like nothing, so you know we don't get the damage we want. It is what it is. We grab another dark goblin. That's awesome. So maybe we can get a dark goblin 3-star just from that. I'm gonna sell the Mega Knight probably, and then grab the Skeleton King because oh my gosh, we're feeling good today, aren't we? We're feeling pretty darn good today, aren't we? Damn. All right. I can put this in so then I can upgrade for the princess, or maybe even the goblin machine. I'm liking this. I'm liking the way this is looking. Goblin machine 3-star would be magical. I think that would allow us to win potentially. But man, I need to hit princesses and dark goblins and archers. I don't have archers. How am I supposed to run the ranger comp without the archers? I need to be able to defeat these people with their juggernaut. It is awesome to play a undead juggernaut Skeleton King and have that tank for the Rangers, because the Rangers attack speed stacks with each shot up to 15 stacks. So they will attack so freaking fast if we can get them to in play. I mean, this is the way we got to make it work. Hope is gone, so we have some hope for some archers if one more person falls. We're definitely going to go and grab this princess as well. And man, I'm going to get rid of this and try to roll another princess with that promotion, but I can't sell anything here. This board is a bit weak for us. Obviously, goblins are not something you want to take into the late game. I'm going to try to isolate my Dark Goblin and also my Princess on both sides. But the board would definitely look like having the Archer, Princess, and Dark Goblin in the back line. And then you would have Juggernauts, maybe even a Knight, because you can throw in a Knight there to have the Noble buff for the Princess and also have the Noble buff for the front line so you take less damage. That's pretty nice to have. Also, I think I should have had the Skeleton King a little bit further back so it doesn't get permanently targeted first. Usually you want your better troops to not get targeted at the very start, so my placement there was definitely suboptimal. But hopefully we're going to be able to clean up the Valkyrie here and still be okay. One of these guys is going to get knocked out, so this is our opportunity to hit the Archer. There's going to be Archers in sequence, so we have to run it and maybe hit an Archer here. I really got to try it. Okay, so here we go. We have to hit an Archer. We hit the Princess, which is awesome. I am going to really try to roll for the Archer, and we hit it, thank God. All right, we can make moves now. I don't want this. I want the Giant Skeleton, and we're going to sell as much as we possibly can just to potentially hit what we need. I didn't play that perfectly. I definitely made a bit of a misstep, but this is looking very, very good for us. If we can just get an Archer 2-star and a Giant Skeleton a little bit more leveled up, that'd be great. We're going to have the Skeleton King off on the side and this. So the Skeleton King gets targeted first. Notice what I did with my placements. I was optimistically having... the Archer is the only upgrade, right? Giant Skeleton is 3, so I guess we can just put our Knight here and hopefully we can roll a Giant Skeleton level up next time. Or maybe we just win. I mean, our board is tapped. We have a 3-star Skeleton King, a 3-star Princess, and a 3-star Dark Goblin. I don't think this guy's winning. We got him! Let's go! As you can see, this board is ridiculously strong. You don't necessarily need the Giant Skeleton in there. It's just nice for that undead buff. The main meat and potatoes of this deck, or this combo, is always Princess, Dark Goblin, and then also Archers. Archers are more of a trait bot. They don't do that much damage. They're just there to fulfill the Ranger buff. If you can somehow get a 3-star Dark Goblin or Princess, and they stack up all their stacks because they attack and then stack, you're going to be attacking really fast and doing a ridiculous amount of damage, and no other comp in the game, at least in my eyes, even matches that. If you play against Assassins, you just put your Princess and your Dark Goblin a little bit higher, and then you put your tanks lower. The Assassins jump on the tanks, and then they can't kill your Princess and your Dark Goblin, and then you're fine. So as you guys can see, destroying a 3-star Archer Queen and 3-star Bandit, this board is simply superior. Effectively play Rangers if you have the most economy and can afford it, and have the modifiers where even if other people are contesting you, there's a lot of extra units in the pool, so you'll be able to max out your Dark Goblins and Princesses and your front lines. If you're able to do that, you'll be able to stampede through anything you match into. You can play the throwers with the aces that I showed earlier if you roll into those, or you just like those units. They're very fun to use. Or you could play Archer Queen Bandit with Clan. I think that is extremely effective, especially if you get an early Archer Queen, or you play the modifier. We get a 3-star troop at the start. Always choose Archer Queen whenever you get the chance. Archer Queen is the best singular unit. Or if you get a 3-star Bandit, go for Clan Avengers or Ace Avengers. Bandit is one of the hardest carries in the game as well. Merge some likes, subscribe for more daily content, and have an amazing rest of your day.